is enough said.
What's up, Heat Nation? Happy Monday, guys. Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Before we get started, rocking and rolling on another Miami Heat Talk adventure, I just want to take a moment to apologize, you guys. I know I haven't posted anything since Friday. It's been a few days, so I know you probably missed your boy. Unfortunately, you guys, this weekend, my family and I were struggling with a pretty bad health situation. Nothing serious, thank God, but my daughters, my wife, and myself, we all caught this really bad stomach virus. Still feeling the effects of it, but we're feeling a lot better. Thank the Lord. I'm feeling a lot better today. Like I said, not 100%, but I'm feeling good, so I want to give you guys some content. And now, with that said, let's get ready to positively rock and roll on another Heat Talk adventure. Now, before we get started, you guys, I would really appreciate if you could like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Some fun stuff has been going on with the Miami Heat this past weekend. We know that the Heat season's over, so there's nothing really huge to talk about. It's not like there's huge rumors or anything. But a few fun stuff happened over the weekend. Jimmy Butler was kind of like, they kind of had like this little interview with Jimmy Butler. He was at this really cool party. And Jimmy Butler, being Jimmy Butler, was like, grab the camera. He's like, I'm going to say this right now. If I was playing, Boston Celtics would be home. New York Knicks, damn sure would be home too. And as a Heat fan, I'm sure every Heat fan saw that. You know, some people may think on the hate side, like, come on, Jimmy, shut the hell up. You got bounced in the first round. Your team was going to do nothing if you were playing. Look what y'all did during the regular season. But for me, that made me feel good. Because that's a confident Miami Heat player. That's how Jimmy is. I respect Jimmy Butler's confidence. I respect Jimmy Butler's positivity that he feels with this team. And what that tells me, you guys, and this is something I've been feeling. I know there's been a lot of inclinations on trading for Jimmy Butler and stuff like that. I don't see it happening. I don't see Miami Heat trading Jimmy Butler. I understand that Jimmy Butler is 34. He turns 35 in September. I understand that Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat are under contract negotiation, situation this offseason. I think they're going to work it out. Jimmy Butler has said here multiple times that he loves Miami. He doesn't want to leave the city of Miami. And let's be honest, it's a perfect fit. Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat, it's a beautiful fit. Now, it was recently reported by Mark Stein, and this is something that kind of boosted over the weekend. People are feeling that Jimmy Butler may possibly be traded by the Miami Heat. And one of the potential suitors is the Philadelphia 76ers. And this was reported by Mark Stein. Mark Stein reported this over the weekend, and I will read it by quote. More than rival, one team out there has likewise wondered whether Philadelphia, in wake of its first-round exit, would mount a trade run at Butler to require Joel Embiid, a close friend, if the Philadelphia 76ers are unsuccessful in using their projected $50 million salary cap space to acquire presumed top target Paul George. So as we know, Paul George may be available this offseason, especially with the Clippers getting bounced in the first round. So his name has been fluttered a lot in trade talks. Jimmy Butler's another name. And if you guys don't remember this, one of the last episodes I had in the Miami Heat Roundtable with Ethan Skolnick, this was something that I did mention because his question was, who would trade for Jimmy Butler? I have mentioned this a lot in the past, that one team out there that could have interest in Jimmy is Philadelphia 76ers. I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to be 100% real. No. First and foremost, I ain't trading Jimmy to Philly. Philly? No. There's a few teams I wouldn't want to deal with, and Philly's one of them. That's not hate. It's just no. They're in the same conference as you. If you're going to send Jimmy somewhere, send him to the West. But anyways, I don't want to trade Jimmy Butler. I don't think you're going to get as good value as what Jimmy can give you. Now, look, if you're going to be suitors for Jimmy Butler and you're going to trade Jimmy Butler, then you're going to want a few things. You're going to want a young piece, maybe some draft capital, maybe some expiring contracts. But if Philadelphia contacts Miami, and if it's like Tobias Harris, contract fillers and draft picks, get out of here. There's only one player I'd want from Philadelphia. That's Tyrese Maxey. He's coming up for a contract extension. Philadelphia can do a sign and trade. Give him the max, send him to Miami. You can have Jimmy Butler. We can pair Bam Adebayo with Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier, Tyrese Maxey, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Nikola Jovic, and see what goes on from there. But if that's not the piece that Philly's offering, then I'm hanging up that phone immediately. No. I think that the Miami Heat have another year or two left in this Jimmy Butler run. I really feel they do. I feel that barring injury, of course, this Miami Heat team can make a run next season. This year, there was one thing that held us back, and that's injuries. Well, two things that held us back. Injuries and not taking the regular season serious. I hope that Eric Spoelstra can slap these players in the face and get them on the right page. What's the right page? One, taking the regular season seriously. But two, convincing Tyler Hero to be a six-man. We need to understand that going into next season, if we can't make any upgrades to this roster via trades, then this roster needs to be set completely different. You're going to have your draft picks. You can trade your draft picks. You can trade players and try to get that star player. And I understand a lot of people are going to say Donovan Mitchell. I understand that Donovan Mitchell is that bright little shiny toy that's being dangled right now in the offseason because he hasn't discussed a contract extension with Cleveland. Well, excuse me, he has discussed it, but he's turned it down. Donovan Mitchell is going to the last year of his contract next season before his player option. So chances are Cleveland is going to trade him. However, they're in the midst of a playoff run. And I'm not going to talk about Donovan Mitchell being traded to the Miami Heat until he's out of the playoffs. Believe me. Excuse me, guys. Ooh. Believe me. If Donovan Mitchell was bounced by Orlando in the first round, that would have been the topic of this video today. But because Donovan Mitchell is still in the playoffs, because his team is advanced to the second round and they're playing the Boston Celtics, I don't care what anyone says. Cleveland has a shot against Boston. Now, if Boston beats the crap out of Cleveland, then yeah, those trade rumors are going to be hot topic. Because Donovan Mitchell hasn't signed a contract extension with Cleveland. And now if he loses in the second round and they get lost pretty badly, then yeah, it's going to stomp those trade. It's going to bring up those trade talks. But if Cleveland shocks Boston and beats Boston, you guys, then I think those trade rumors are going to go to dead. I think he might sign an extension with them. We just need to see what happens. But what the Miami Heat need to do right now, what we need to do to build this roster, I understand, you guys, running it back is the worst thing to do. Heat fans are going to hate that. So the one thing that you need to do that I believe to upgrade this roster, I've said it a million times and I'll say it again, you need to trade Tyler Hero. You need to find a trade suitor for Tyler Hero this offseason. That needs to be the primary goal. Because since the first season, you're noticing that Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler is just not working. I don't care what anyone says. The numbers don't lie. When Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero are on the court together, starting, it just doesn't work. The only way it works, we've seen it, the proof is in the pudding, is when Tyler Hero is the sixth man. When Tyler Hero's coming off that bench role. Why? Because he is not that player that people think he is. He's not that all-NBA player. What he is, though, is probably one of the best NBA six-mans in the NBA because of what his game is. He's an offensive slasher. He's a bucket getter against the bench players, the second unit, against the second unit players. We've seen Tyler Hero play amazing. The 2020 season, the 2021 season, the 2022 season. Each of those seasons, he was nominated as Sixth Man of the Year or he won it. If Tyler reclaims his role as the sixth man next season, this will work. We saw it work. When he came back from that foot injury before Terry Rozier got hurt, 2 games he was coming off the bench. It worked. But if Tyler doesn't want to claim that six-man role, then you trade him. And I think it would work with Terry Rozier and Duncan Robinson starting as your backcourt, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. Maybe you get a draft pick that can start. Maybe it's Nikola Jovic. Maybe it's another player you get in the offseason. Bring back Josh Richardson. Bring back Kevin Love. Bring back DeLon Wright. Try to find a player that would take a mid-level exception or a biannual exception. The Heat can make it work. But in my opinion, you guys, you need to trade Tyler Hero to build around Jimmy Butler. And that's going to be the real question for the Heat this offseason. Who are you going to build around? Is it Jimmy Butler or is it Bam Adebayo? Because if you need to build around Jimmy Butler, you have a year or two left. So what you need to do is trade Tyler Hero to get that player that can help you win now. But if you're building around Bam Adebayo, then you're not trading Tyler Hero. You're keeping this core together, and let's see what happens for another year, and then let Jimmy walk off or trade him next season or towards the off year. It's going to be a difficult offseason, you guys, but I want to hear from y'all. If the opportunity poses itself, would you trade Jimmy Butler this offseason to build around this current young roster? Or do you guys want to go all in? Do you think Jimmy is that guy that can lead us to that stage? We just need to trade Tyler Hero to get him that piece to help this team win now. With this current build of Terry Rozier, Duncan Robinson, Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, Bam Adebayo around Jimmy. I really want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Again, you guys, my apologies for the no videos the last couple days. Family and I have just been really under the weather. Feeling a lot better, so I want to get you guys some content. A lot more is going to be coming this week. I have a lot more ideas. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking the video. Enjoy, and that is enough said. Stay positive, Heat fans.